In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why understanding what your sales cycle length is, how that will impact your Facebook and Instagram ads. My name is Tracy Reuter. I'm the CEO and founder of Divine Social. We're a Facebook and Instagram ad agency helping influencers, coaches, consultants, authors, e-commerce companies around the globe. Okay, so sales cycle, what does this have to do? What does the sales cycle have to do with advertising? Well, a lot actually, quite a bit, more than you'd realize. Now, I used to run a division of AT&T. I was an area vice president over all of the salespeople in the business-to-business channel, and we knew what our sales cycle was. We knew on average how long it took from the time we touched a prospect for the first time, first engagement, to when they actually closed. And sometimes sales cycles could be very complex and they could be very, very long. And sometimes they were very short, depending upon the kind of deal we were selling, right? So if we were selling to, let's say, a local plumber, the sales cycle tended to be much shorter because it wasn't very complex, it wasn't very expensive, and they could make their decision quickly. Sometimes it could be as short as a day. It could be very, very short. But then on the flip side, when we would be selling to clients like Motorola or United Airlines or some of the really, really big Fortune 100 companies, the offers would be very complex, the length would be very, very long, and it could take years from the time we engage them as a prospect until the time they close. So let's circle back and talk about how this impacts your Facebook advertising. This is actually a big deal, and quite often something that when I talk to a new potential client that wants to hire our agency to run their Facebook or Instagram ads for them, most of the time they don't have a real good handle on this. Now, there's software out there, especially if you're running your business online, if everything is digital, which typically if you're looking to do Facebook or Instagram ads, you're probably building your business using digital marketing of some kind. So different tools like, for example, Infusionsoft, they can tell you, you can tag and you can start to see the data of how long what your sales cycle would be. Things like Google Data Studio, there's all sorts of advanced measurement tools, and I'm not going to get into how you do it. I want to talk about why you want to do it. Okay, so there are three big things that knowing your sales cycle will do for you and will impact your ability to run, impact the success of your Facebook ads. So number one, the first thing that understanding the length of your sales cycle will help you understand, number one, will be what type of engagement content do you need to be creating. So if you've got a very, very short sales cycle, you're not going to have a ton of engagement. If you've got something that's an impulse buy, people love it, they see it, they buy it, your sales cycle is very, very short, you won't have to do a whole lot with engagement content. All right. However, if your sales cycle is a little bit longer, you might need to create a video. For example, one of our clients, they're an e-commerce company in the crafting space, and they sell everything from $300-400 machines down to $10 accessories. Now, the $10 accessories is a very short sales cycle. Typically, somebody knows they need it, they buy it, but the machines can be a little bit longer of a sales cycle. And so the type of engagement content that we put in to shorten the sales cycle to get prospects to buy is, in that case, we use demonstrations. We do project demonstrations, we show the product, we show things you can make with the product, and that helps to move people through the sales cycle quicker. Because not only do you want to know the length of your sales cycle, you want to be able to impact it. So again, the first thing is you're going to know what types of engagement content to create. Number two, knowing the length of your sales cycle is going to help you understand how much engagement content you need to amplify with your ads. Now, the reason this becomes important is if you have a very long sales cycle, you're going to need probably multiple touch points in order to convert that prospect into a buyer, into an actual paid customer. Another client of ours that we were working with, when they started working with us, they didn't know their sales cycle. They thought it was about 2 weeks. All right. Well, they started digging into the numbers after working with us, and we discovered that their average sales cycle was actually 8 months. Now, this is a really big difference. If you think that clients are going to convert from the time you engage with them as a prospect until they actually become a client or a paid customer, if you think it's 2 weeks, but in reality it's 8 months, very, very big difference, right? So what that meant is that we actually had to create we had to architect a very advanced process that we could continue to have very strategic touch points between the time they engaged as a prospect until 8 months later on average when they bought, to try to keep people engaged in order to also shorten that sales cycle from 8 months shorter. So knowing your sales cycle, not only will it help you understand what kind of engagement content to use, but how much of it, okay? That's a big thing. And then the third and most important thing, that understanding your sales cycle, what that will do for the success of your Facebook or your Instagram advertising, is it's gonna help you understand when you can be cash flow positive. See, this is absolutely huge. If you know that you're going to convert a prospect within 45 days, that means the dollar that you spend today on your ads won't actually get you a return for 45 days. Okay, if you know it's 2 weeks, then you can create a different plan to be cash flow positive and reinvest back into your ads. This is a really big deal, and this is why a lot of times businesses, we see people who they don't have the I like to say intestinal fortitude. They don't have the ability to just kind of hang on until they can become cash flow positive, or they don't have enough money, they don't have enough capital to be able to float their ads until they become cash flow positive. And this can actually, it can shorten a very great campaign. It can actually sabotage your efforts, and you don't want to do that. So it's really, really important. If you don't know your sales cycle, this is something you should start looking at. Get with your chief financial officer, get with whoever it is that is tracking your data, and start to get a good grasp on the length, your average length of your sales cycle, because knowing that is going to equip you to be able to make much, much better decisions when it comes to your Facebook ads or your Instagram ads. Now, in another video, I will discuss how you can shorten that sales cycle once you know it to be able to become cash flow positive even faster. So I want to encourage you, if this video was helpful, leave a comment below. Let me know what you liked. Make sure you like and subscribe. You like this video and you subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for the next video because we come out with a new video every single week. My name is Tracy Reuter. The best is yet to come, and we'll see you next time.